Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we are outside the Stop the Steal rally with Steve Poikonen from Slow News Day and Andrew Smith from Action for Assange, and I'm just going to do a quick loop around. This really doesn't do it justice because we are literally in the least dense area of this entire thing. Why? Because this is the actual entrance, and as you can see, there are a plethora of bags and things that are not being allowed. So literally, we're in the most open zone in this whole establishment. Steve, you just got here. What are your first impressions right before Trump takes the stage?
I'm going to say there's at least 150, if not 200,000 or so people here. It is fucking packed. There were people all up in the trees about 5 minutes ago. People sitting on porta potties and shit, which is a bad idea, folks. If you're gonna post up at an event like this, don't sit on the porta potty. This is just bad form. The thing that I love about this, Jason, is that everybody is here because their government has failed them, and they're looking for some kind of agency or some kind of justice. So we're gonna try and flip this thing into a pardon Julian Assange event, or at least sections of it, and fucking rage all day.
I mean, today is the day to do it, and one of the other things I like about this, Andrew, is yes, you've got a Guy Fawkes mask on, but you're not seeing very many masks over people's mouths here.
That's honestly why mine's not on my face, because we can't be anonymous anymore. Like, we are anonymous, but the time's come for us to just make these fucking changes, and for some people, it literally requires you to take that mask off.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I've always been a big advocate to put yourself out there, right? Because people that are hiding their face have something to hide.
Yep.
And if you don't realize that the lists are already made, all right, all that stuff they've already decided who they want in the New York State detention camps that they put on paper and are now in assembly. It doesn't matter if you're a contact or a carrier or you're diseased. It's like, are you a dissident? Are you somebody who needs to be reined into this Orwellian authoritarian system of control? And that's how I feel about it. You know, guys, I'm not here because I think Trump is the best thing since breakfast. But I'm certainly here because I want real elections again. I want one person, one vote. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have heard the news yet, but so far they're calling one of the Senate races for the Democrat, Warwick.
Okay,
Not yet, not that one. But then again, apparently they haven't gotten all the votes in either. But it looks like they might get both Senate seats. And I'm sorry, that is frightening. Zombie Joe Biden puppet presidency with a Congress and a Senate that is willing to do whatever the predator class wants should worry everybody.
No, you're absolutely right. What should worry people even more right now is that there's still the Trump administration, the incoming Kamala Harris administration are playing incredibly fast and loose with speech, with what is allowable and acceptable. And if you think for a moment that Kamala Harris isn't going to let Silicon Valley billionaires dictate what is and isn't speech on an online platform, you're fucking wrong. It's right here. What I love about this is that we've got people who genuinely believe in free speech right here. Much more so than we saw at the force the vote thing at the beginning of the week. Which is fucking upside down a little bit to me. But
that's the way the media presents it.
Well, and
that all these people are, Nazis or racists, when you see a large swath of anti-CCP Chinese American citizens. You see a large swath of people of color, from all over the place. This gentleman who we're not going to put on camera, he's from Canada, he's from Toronto, right? You want to come on for this? Yeah. He's coming on. All right, so Sam from Toronto, I met him out here. Why don't you tell people why you're here? Is it because you're a white supremacist or not? Let me know.
Nothing like that.
No?
I think if we get rid of corruption here and make getting rid of corruption a culture, that would flow to Canada and it would help us there. So, yeah, I'm here for that.
Because you believe right now the lockdowns in Canada and the censorship that's going on there is not only on par with the United States, but in many ways worse?
It's a culture. If we change it here and we get the culture to get rid of all the corruption, and getting rid of corruption as a culture, then it could flow into Canada. Until we don't make it a culture, nothing's gonna happen. So that's what I'm here for.
All right, brother. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
So, Steve, I do want to mention to my audience, even though this is pre-recorded, obviously you need the support of as many people as possible to continue to do this. So Action for Assange, the number 4Assange.com is where they can support you, where they can support the GoFundMe, because obviously, you know, this hasn't been a cheap trip.
No, and it wasn't planned. Like, it really wasn't. We booked our events and we booked our trip before this event was announced. So we were originally flying out of here yesterday. But because this is historic, because this deserves to be covered and deserves to be aired, and because these people deserve some fucking justice and the goddamn truth, we stuck around to cover it. Last night, I did mention that we needed help on the GoFundMe. Some people dug deep and kicked in. It was fucking phenomenal. We're about halfway to where we need to be.
Awesome.
One more time, guys, if you can. I know it's right after the holidays. I know January is about the brokest month that everybody has. 5, 10, 15 bucks, whatever. It does it. Gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
And we love you guys for that. We do just immensely.
And again, you know, I'm sure, you know, just like I am, you're conflicted that, you know, this guy that's about to speak, you know, is a guy that ran on. I love the WikiLeaks. Can't get enough of the WikiLeaks. Have you seen the WikiLeaks? And yet, Julian Assange gets indicted, gets, you know, basically drug out like a second-rate criminal in front of people into Belmarsh, clearly was treated like an animal to the point where the judge went around with the kangaroo court idea that we don't have freedom of speech, okay, that the press isn't a real thing, and that a non-U.S. citizen publishing real documents to inform people can be charged with espionage. Agreed with all that. It was only because of the torture that this extradition didn't happen. And you have the latest on that. The bail hearing was this morning. Tell people what happened.
So, Judge Baratzer, in her decision to rule against extradition, ordered the release of Julian Assange. Today, she went back on that and denied bail. Said that even though the UK is in the most severe lockdown that they have ever been, that Belmarsh Prison can handle Julian Assange better than an ankle monitor, $100,000 in surety from outside sources, and his ability to be with his family. It's ridiculous on its face because so far the UK court system has been the only one that has granted him the slightest little bit of reprieve. So the argument to deny bail is not coming from this judge. It's coming from the panel of magistrates that oversees this, that always rule in favor of the security state. No different than our court system here in the U.S.
It's really an extension of it, and that authoritarianism is what is extremely scary because despite the fact that he has not been extradited yet, and I say yet because we don't know where this is going, obviously there's going to be appeals, right? It's out there now. If you publish documents that are against the interests of the predator class, be it the British royal family, maybe even the Saudi Arabian royal family, since, hey, we work with them all the time, the United States, it's those interests, no matter how criminal, no matter how corrupt, that now can decide your fate for exposing their crimes. That is purely insanity. That is purely a tiered class system. The very essence of class warfare using government as the enforcer. That's a reality. And all you anti-fascists out there, guess what I just described? I just described out and out real fascism that is happening. Why don't you speak to that for a moment? Because so many people want to conflate Julian Assange with Russian disinformation or just Johnny nonsense, when in fact there is nobody who had a more anti-fascist organization than Julian Assange and WikiLeaks.
That's a fantastic point, and it's something that I don't think we talk about often enough. WikiLeaks was started to bridge the gap, to close the amount of time between whistleblowers coming forward with vital information for the public and the public becoming aware of that. There's usually several years between a news outlet first making contact with a whistleblower and then all of the backroom negotiations that take place in order to publish, as in the case of the Snowden docs, 5% of the material. 5%. The public will only ever know 5% of what Edward Snowden revealed. Not the case with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. What WikiLeaks does is provide indisputable evidence as to what governments and corporations do in your name or to you with your money. That is as close to direct democracy without being political as you can possibly fucking get. So, in terms of like putting on black fucking skinny jeans and going to play dress up and trying to pick fights with people who are the exact same economic class as you, people who are getting fucked over by their government as much as you, you're fucking LARPing and you're angry at the wrong people.
100%, guys. I'm going to wrap it here before the speech starts. Again, I am sorry we're not able to live stream this stuff, but obviously nobody's able to live stream.
They're jamming our signal.
Yeah, no one's been able
They're
to.
jamming our fucking signals.
Yep. So basically, guys, we're reporting from the ground. I'm going to let you know. Again, go support Steve. I appreciate everybody who's given to my GoFundMe, everybody who's on the Rockfin as well. Without you guys, I couldn't do this. So I love you, and I'll see you on the flip.
Rockfin, Rockfin, Rockfin.